We'll talk Burrow's contract, Watson's contract, how they're perceived, how the media will cover both shortly. But first, Mary Kay gave her pick. It is time to give ours. Bull, would you like to reveal your headline, your first headline of the season?
Yeah.
For the
Let's put it up there.
UCSS
Let's go
Times.
see how the graphic looks. We got Chubb. Football is back. Deshaun Watson plays well, but Chubb's late score leads to win. The Bengals, Joe Burrow's not going to be at his best. There's no doubt about it. He hasn't played at all.
Right.
He's coming off an injury, and I think he's fine. But the Bengals, the last 2 years, Joe Burrow's been hurt. For whatever reason, he hasn't played. I don't think he's played a preseason game. I think we were talking about this the other day. First year, it was COVID, so no preseason. Second year, he was coming off the torn knee. Last year, he had the emergency appendectomy, and this year he had the calf strain. Now, this is not a serious
coincidence.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Or not.
So bizarre. So I don't expect him to be at the best. The Bengals have, even these 2 years when they've gone to the Super Bowl and the AFC Championship game, have gotten off to so-so starts. And they've lost their two openers. The Browns have, the Bengals have never, or Zach Taylor's never won in Cleveland. I think the Browns owning the Bengals is a little overstated because it's really, to me, only 3 games that matter the last 2 years, and the Browns are 2-1 in them. But there's still something to that. And so but I think it's going to be a lower scoring game. I think both offenses will struggle. I think both defenses are not getting enough hype. I think both defenses are really good. In the end, the Bengals will settle for field goals a couple of times, and that will be the difference in the game. The Browns will pull out a 21-20 win.
It's funny you said that.
Yeah.
It's like baseball. Pitching is ahead of hitting early in the season.
Yeah.
And I think in the NFL, I think defense is ahead of the offense. We saw that last
last night.
I thought we could have a pinball machine. And there for a second, it looked
Yeah.
like we were going to. But the defenses stood up and won the day. And
Yeah.
it's interesting that you think that'll happen on Sunday as well.
Actually, I picked that score before the game last night, and that was the same score last night. It was
last night's
21-20,
game,
but I got
21-20.
the same type of score.
All right.
I didn't pick a score because I'm a coward.
Put
But
your
I
money
did
where
have
your
a
mouth
headline.
is.
But I did have a headline. The Schwartz makes Browns defense better. This was actually supposed to be originally a play on Anthony Schwartz, and then try to also tie in the Schwartz be with you, and Anthony helped me out there.
I didn't realize for a second that was Burrow and that was Schwartz. I was like, who are those people?
Yeah, the Schwartz makes Browns defense better. Bull, kind of to what you just said, I don't think Joe Burrow's going to be that sharp because he's missed the last month. You know, how much has he actually practiced? How much reps has he actually taken? So for that reason, I do think the defense is going to be better this year. I think they're going to force a couple of turnovers, whether it be fumbles on the ground, picks. We know Greg Newsome ain't going to get one of them, but maybe somebody else will.
It's not his thing.
But if it's not his thing. Yeah. But they can force a couple of turnovers. I like the Browns to win this game. I didn't pick a score because I'm a coward.
G. Bush, you're up next.
That was another good. I didn't pick a score. I'm a coward. Where you getting this stuff from? I don't like that. Watson delivers the fireworks. Burrow limps out of Cleveland with the L. The fireworks is coming. Now, I think the biggest point is Joe Burrow running around, moving around. Big part of Joe Burrow's game is his mobility. He's an underrated scrambler. He has underrated mobility. He gets out of danger a lot. He scrambles. He can step up in the pocket. He dips and dives. He throws the ball. And they got receivers that can play the scramble drill. Those guys are in complete sync. However, I think we haven't talked about a guy all day, and that's because Mikey said don't mention him because he's that good, Myles Garrett. He's done what he's supposed to do, nine sacks. I think this guy comes out here, and I've been on record saying he gets 3. Myles Garrett gets 3 sacks.
Wow.
In this game, I think Joe Burrow limps around, and I think Deshaun Watson doesn't quite throw for 3. He throws for about 289, very efficient, 3 touchdowns. Cleveland Browns win this game, and they put, guess what, 28 points on the board. I got him winning 28-17 over Joe Burrow.
When you said guess what, I thought you would have said like 50 or something.
No.
Wow, 28-17.
28-17.
10 points in this league.
That's
big win.
that's
like
a
a blowout.
touch. Yeah, that's
What was the Halloween score last year? I mean, that was complete domination. Yeah. I just kept expecting with every next possession, this is where the tide's going to turn.
Coming.
And that was what they were.
And the Bengals didn't lose again to the AFC Championship game after that,
yeah.
32.
which is wild.
That's
how badly they played that game.
32-13.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah,
You're talking about a 19-point
show.
Bengals dressed up like the Browns for Halloween.
Yeah. My pre-written headline, I'm nervous now because we all four have the Browns, the underdog, winning.
Yeah.
And make that 5-5 when I read mine.
Right, yeah.
Yikes.
I mean, look, we're homers. We're drinking the Kool-Aid.
And Mary Kay did, and Ben Baby, who covers the Bengals, also picked.
Well,
the
I'm not a
Browns
homer.
yesterday.
Ben went with the Browns. That's interesting. No, you're right.
not a
You're
homer.
not. But I mean, it's a Cleveland show.
Yeah.
It's
But if
hard to
I-
pick against Cleveland.
I mean, listen, I think we all know this game's a toss-up. It could go either way.
It could go either way.
But
yeah. I think they're going to do it with defense. I'm totally with you guys.
Yeah.
It's very difficult for a quarterback to just come out of mothballs.
Yeah.
Hasn't taken a meaningful snap
We
in
saw that last year.
9 months. We know that movie. And Joe's going to make some plays, to be sure. His wide receivers are going to make some catches. But they're not going to be the in-sync rhythm offense that they'll be in November. And so I think as much as I hated this game when the schedule came out, I love it now because they're getting a Joe Burrow that's just out of bubble wrap.
No.
And I think that's going to be the difference in this game. I do think, now you have Miles, if he gets 3, he's on pace to have 51 sacks.
Which would more than double the all-time record.
That's it.
All right, if he gets that,
So that's a big goal, but I think he's going to get after him.
if he gets that, there you go.
Yeah, I'm ready if he does.
If he does get
The purple's the one that kills you.
It happens to be my favorite.
Killed Jamarcus Russell.
But
It's funny. So we asked the headlines, and a lot of times they're very different. This time we asked you 4, and G went with offense. The other 3 of you guys, well, no, Bull, you went Chubb. Excuse me. So 2
Yeah, I went with
offense,
offense.
2 defense. Mine plays right in line with what you said, Jay. How about Joey Burrowed by the Browns? Browns sack NFL's highest paid player 5 times. I actually think he's going to get 3 sacks too, G. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid with you. Miles
I got
Garrett's
one for you.
campaign for Defensive Player of the Year starts on Sunday.
There we go.
I'm going to just say these numbers one more time. In 5 career games against Joe Burrow, he has 9 sacks and 30 pressures. 9 sacks and 30 pressures. That is 6 pressures and 1.8 sacks per
Bull,
game.
is that because the Bengals' offensive line has been suspect in the
I mean,
past, or is it just because he's got another gear to his motor that he clicks it to when he's playing Cincinnati?
I think it's both.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the Bengals have had a poor offensive line. It's gotten a little better every year. I expect it to be
Better this year
the
than
best
last.
it's been.
Yeah, I agree
I
with
expect it to find. I expect them to finally get to the middle of the road with
but the
their
Browns'
offensive
defensive
line.
line is
But,
better than
yeah,
it's been.
Browns' offensive line is also way better than it's ever been.
Yeah.
And now you just can't double team him as much as you. Now the Bengals, and I think part of this is I haven't liked the Bengals' game plan against Myles Garrett. I don't know what they're going to do this week, but in the past they haven't doubled him a lot.
No, they have not.
And Myles Garrett gets doubled more than any player in the league, but the Bengals have not doubled him as much as other
But
teams,
is this
which I don't get.
Zach Taylor has to wake up and smell the
I would
roses
think.
here. The proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
You damn well better double him because if you don't,
Yeah.
you're going to get the similar results.
Especially if he lines up against Jonah Williams on the right. I mean, you've got to have a tight end to help him out. I think with Orlando Brown, it's a different story. You know, he can. I think again, Myles Garrett's a better defensive end than Orlando Brown is a left tackle. But Orlando Brown's a good enough left tackle that he'd be able to hold his own at least against Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Jonah Williams can't. He's going to eat Jonah Williams' lunch if he goes up against him. And so on that side, especially, they should have a tight end. Or at the very least, a running back helping out almost all the time if he goes against Jonah Williams.
All right. So, no need to watch the game Sunday.
Yeah, we got to figure it out.
It's a wrap. They're going to
Yeah.
win. The Browns are going to start 1-0, and the Bengals will be 0-1.
Don't say that. Listen,
This is a team that's won 2 openers
Don't say that.
since 1999.
We
2.5 because they got a tie.
We just got to get to the game. We just going.
They
Go
won
out
2
there and do our
openers,
thing.
and we're all out here. Oh, they're gonna win. They're gonna win. We never learn.
And I will remind everybody one last time,